on this episode of Living Well Uintah Basin. On Beyond the Couch, we see traditions form as we show you families getting out and enjoying one of our premier national parks. On Dish by Dish, Jason makes a stuffed chicken with spinach and feta cheese. Living Well Uintah Basin, presented by Ashley Regional Medical Center. Also made possible by Warriors Warehouse and Uintah Recreation District. Living Well Beyond the Couch.
On this episode of Living Well Uintah Basin, I bring you along for a family late winter getaway. Our destination, one of my favorites, Bryce Canyon National Park. Bryce Canyon is a small national park in southwestern Utah. Named after the Mormon pioneer Ebenezer Bryce, Bryce Canyon became a national park in 1928. Bryce is famous for its worldly unique geology, consisting of a series of horseshoe-shaped amphitheaters carved from the eastern edge of the Paunsaugunt Plateau in southern Utah. It is the uniqueness of the rocks that caused Bryce Canyon to be designated as a national park. These famous spires, called hoodoos, are formed when ice and rainwater wear away the weak limestone that makes up the Claron Formation. This area boasts some of the world's best air quality, offering panoramic views of 3 states and approaching 200 miles of visibility. But today's story is about more than just the spectacular views and unique hiking opportunities found here. The national parks have had a special place in my heart since childhood. Vivid memories of visiting the parks during family vacations flood my mind. Experiencing the majesty of nature and learning respect for our beautiful world is something I cherish and want to pass on to my children. So when my 2 sons and I had the chance to join my father for an extended weekend getaway, we couldn't think of anything better than to enjoy Bryce Canyon together and continue the family tradition of visiting and gaining a greater appreciation for our national parks. Our first stop is the Bryce Canyon Visitor Center. It's a great introduction to the park, and the kids can't get enough of the great souvenirs.
We're at the Bryce Canyon Visitor Center, and I like coming here for the first stop because there's cool stuff to buy.
I love coming here for my first stop at Bryce Canyon because it gives me an overview of what the park's going to be like.
In addition to the many displays and exhibits in the Visitor Center, a short film is available, which provides a good history of the park and shows the various seasons you can experience here as the park is open year-round. Bryce Canyon can be enjoyed by all, whether you prefer to follow the auto tour and see the park from the many developed viewpoints, take in a ranger-led program, or be adventurous and experience one or more of the many day hikes that take you right into the formations. After taking in a number of the viewpoints along the auto tour, it's time to hit the trails and get up close and personal with nature. Along the trail, we meet Mary Jo and Conger Gable visiting from Rochester, New York, who have also made the national parks, and particularly Bryce Canyon, a regular part of their family outings.
This is about our 6th trip to the park.
Yeah, or more. When the kids were little, we came out here. When we were little, we came here just as you did, and then we discovered walking down this trail, so we come back every year and do this hike, which is great. About 3 hours. Take it slow. Enjoy the hoodoos, take 1,000 pictures.
And in the winter, there are no crowds. That's the time to come to the national parks.
Well, each one of them is unique, different. And this one, of course, is the hoodoos and the spectacular. You can get up close and personal, very close to it, which is a little different than the other. Like Yosemite we love, but the grandeur of the place. But this place is much more, personal, and you can almost imagine the legend people here emerging from the rocks.
This beautiful setting provides a perfect venue for my sons to spend some quality time and connect with their father and grandfather. It's a family tradition that my father, Glade Allred, decided to make a priority with his young family.
When I first met Valin, and as we were dating and talking about our past and talking about growing up, one of the things that caught my attention was as she was speaking about some of the trips that she took to some of the national parks with her mom and dad. And that intrigued me. So as our children started to get old enough to go and do some things, that was something we wanted to do. We wanted to instill in them this amazing creation that we are gifted with, that we are able to enjoy, especially here in the West. You know, of all the national parks that we visited, Yellowstone, of Arches, of Canyonlands, of Zion, Bryce, without question, is my favorite. One of the reasons is there truly is no other place like it on Earth. The way the erosion and the time and wind and water has created the hoodoos and the little canyons and the way that the Park Service has worked very diligent over the years to create these marvelous trails amongst them, and it creates an experience that is so unique. For me, there is no place like Bryce. It's like coming home to my second home with my kids. I love coming here with my children. Whatever we do, it's fun memories to hike the trails and to pass that on from generation to generation.
With the countless distractions of today's busy world, I have found it necessary to occasionally pause and create special moments in our lives, memories with family to last a lifetime. For us, special memories are made here as we soak in the wonder and beauty of nature and carry on our treasured family traditions.
Freedom Fitness would like to thank you for your years of patronage. We at Warriors Warehouse are happy to take over the legacy of Freedom Fitness and will support you for years to come. Stop in today.
Finding a family physician can be time-consuming and frustrating. Ashley Regional Medical Center has a solution. Dr. Matt Bowen. Dr. Bowen is a family practice physician and opened his practice in August of 2014. Dr. Bowen is skilled in all aspects of family medicine, from pediatrics to geriatrics, and can treat you and your family for anything from coughs and flu to high blood pressure. Call 781-1200 for appointments.
Living Well Health and Wellness Tip brought to you by Warriors Warehouse.
Have you ever run out of gas during a long workout or a run? Fill your tank with fast-acting carbs such as Sharkies or Honey Stingers.
And these products are made for kids and adults alike, so whether you're making it through your toughest workout or just through the Little League game, it's going to give you that energy that you need to get through. In addition, honey contains vitamins and minerals that are going to help the body function optimally, as well as help boost immune function.
Come get your Honey Stingers and Sharkies at Warriors Warehouse, 1060 West Market Drive, Suite 1, here in Vernal.
Living Well, Dish by Dish.
Hi, welcome back to Dish by Dish. I'm your host, Jason Webb. Today we've got a really great recipe. It's one of my favorites that we've just done recently in the household. We went online, looked around for some good recipes, and we happened to come across this one, which is one of our favorites now. We like to cook it all the time. It is spinach and feta stuffed chicken breast. All right, so when you're butterflying a piece of chicken, you're gonna wanna find the thickest part, usually at the top part of the breast, and you're gonna go about halfway, and you'll just slice into it. Make sure you got a real good sharp knife, and then just long, purposeful strokes. And don't worry if you get a little bit of a lip when you do it, because that's all gonna be inside the chicken anyway, nobody will see it. All right, so now it's prepped and ready to go for our spinach and feta stuffing. Well, to do that, we're gonna go over to the stove. First thing we're gonna do as far as the spinach is concerned is we're gonna throw in 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil and 1 tablespoon of garlic. We're gonna let that kind of get warmed up, get a little sizzle going. Basically what you're doing right now is you're infusing that olive oil with that flavor of garlic, because when you're all said and done, this garlic is gonna kind of cook out and you're not gonna have much flavor in that, or it's not gonna stick to the spinach. So you get that going with a good sizzle and infuse that oil with that garlic flavor. Spread it around a little bit on the pan so that you're getting your whole cooktop being used. It'll make wilting the spinach a little bit easier. All right, now that we got that going, this is a 16-ounce bag of spinach. You can get it pretty much anywhere. It looks like a lot, but if any of you have cooked with spinach before, what ends up happening is it wilts down and you end up with not quite so much at the end. A little escapee there. So we're gonna warm this up and get it started wilted down, and then we'll do the rest. And you're not gonna wanna cook this spinach too much. You just wanna get it to where it's wilted. You still want that vibrant green color when you're done. As you can see, it's starting to get that really dark green color as it absorbs the olive oil and that garlic. All right, see how vibrant and beautiful that coloring is? That's what you're looking for. And then we're gonna throw in 1 cup of feta cheese. And you're not wanting this to melt necessarily. Feta cheese is actually a drier cheese and it doesn't melt a whole lot. What you're wanting to do is just warm it up. Oh, smell that, it's so delicious. And don't worry if you have some left over. It makes a really good side to go along with your chicken. In fact, more than likely this is gonna be more than what we need for this recipe. All right, and then we're gonna stuff the chicken. All right, so we're bringing it off the stovetop now. Beautiful coloring, beautiful cheese, ready to go. Now this is going to get stuffed inside the chicken. You can use as little or a lot right on the edges there. Okay, then you're gonna take the flap of the chicken, you're gonna roll it back over the spinach, and then you're gonna take toothpicks, and this is just to hold it together. When it cooks, make sure that you let your guests know that there's toothpicks in them. If you can, try and remove them beforehand, but all right. Then you take this, and you roll it in breadcrumbs. Seasoned breadcrumbs you can use. Me personally, I like to use the panko breadcrumbs because they're a little bit more crispy when they're all done. Get it all breaded, toss it in your pan. Then you're gonna put it in the oven for 350 degrees. All right, so 20 long, grueling minutes later, our chicken's done, so let's go ahead and pull it out. That was 20 minutes at 350 degrees. Look at how beautiful that looks. And presentation is everything with this dish. Since you've got that beautiful center, you want to go ahead and show it off. So look at how beautiful that looks. Tasty, huh? And I'm not going to waste a second. I'm going to get it while it's still hot. That spinach and the saltiness of the feta adds perfectly to the chicken, and that panko that I used makes it really crispy on the outside. Anyway, beautiful dish. Great for company, great for just having your family around. That's all the time we have today on Dish by Dish. I'm your host, Jason Webb. And remember to always tip your server, and that includes your pizza boy.
Be sure to like us on Facebook for updates on VTV Channel 6 programming. Don't forget, you can watch current and previous episodes of Living Well on demand at VTVChannel6.com. And while you're there, be sure to send us an idea for an upcoming episode. If you enjoy Living Well Uintah Basin, please take the opportunity to reach out and thank the local, community-minded businesses that make it possible. Ashley Regional Medical Center, Warriors Warehouse, and Uintah Recreation District. Until next time, live well and stay healthy, Uintah Basin.